What's up, Sooner Nation? Happy Saturday to you. Welcome back to the Sooner Surge. Before we get started this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel, be a part of what's going on here at the Sooner Surge, and also check out fanstop.com. Use code Surge, you'll get 10% off your first 3 months. Also, check it out there. The national championship shirts are available through Fanstop. You see the two different options there, four-peat option as well as the national championship option. Make sure you check those out. Links are in the description. Another portal update on this Saturday morning. I just wanted to cover a few things with you guys. We did a portal update yesterday. Named some players we thought OU, that are out there available, just to kind of give fans some ideas of some options available in the portal, as well as what Oklahoma's needs are. We didn't talk specifically about pitchers in that video. I'm going to talk a little bit about it today. The fact of the matter is, pitching right now in the portal, you look at it, two of the better pitchers went to OSU already and committed. So I would say there's not a whole lot of options in the portal right now. I mean, there's some options, but I think for Oklahoma standard and what they're looking for, probably not a whole lot of options. Now, you do have a few more days as the portal will close on Monday, guys. So you got this weekend for players to still enter the portal. So we'll see. I'm assuming there's going to be some names and maybe possibly could be a few pretty good names in the portal. We'll see. I think right now when you look at pitchers, I mean, just to name, for example, one name out there, Stevie Hansen with Oregon. Now, Stevie Hansen 2 years ago had an outstanding season, a 20-game winner in 2023. I mean, she pitched a lot of innings that year, had a really good ERA. I believe it was 2.63 ERA, 110 strikeouts, over 146 innings. And then even in as a freshman, she was 13-8 and had 126 strikeouts and 124 innings. But this past year, a big drop-off. Went from only pitched 55 innings, had a 3-5 record, with a 3.52 ERA and just 45 strikeouts in those 55 innings. They were all, I mean, she had her career worst year. And so this name, I only bring it up because she had a really good year a few years ago. Maybe she's one that a change of scenery will really help her. We'll see. I'm not saying that OU is going after her. It's just naming the portal. She's from Oregon, guys. Oregon. And so we'll see on that one. Like I said earlier, I don't think right now in the portal, I mean, you look at the pitchers that entered the portal that have already committed. Riley Crandall from Baylor committed to OSU, as well as the Washington pitcher to OSU as well. You had a pitcher commit to Texas A&M. So there's been pitchers already leave and already commit to other schools. OU hasn't got anybody yet. And guys, OU's pitching this next year. You look at what they got coming back. Kirsten Deal, Peyton Monticelli. That's it on the returning players, okay? So that gives you two options returning. Now, you do have the really good, highly recruited Audrey Lowry, which we did a video on Audrey Lowry. Check that one out. Kind of gives you some insight on her. She will be here this year. So that gives you three. Audrey Lowry, Kirsten Deal, and Peyton Monticelli. So I personally think they're for sure going to get one pitcher out of the portal, possibly two, but I think for sure one. I think you look at the last few years at Oklahoma, and they pitched multiple pitchers. You go back to 2 years ago, you had May, Ball, and Storako, really consistent. Pitching a lot of innings between those three, and Kirsten Deal a little bit. And then you go to this last year. Even in the last game of the year, they had 5 pitchers pitch. So I think, and throughout the year, you had May, Deal, and then Maxwell, obviously. Those were kind of your innings pitchers. They pitched a lot of innings for Oklahoma. And then, you had Peyton Monticelli out of the pen. You had S.J. Guerin out of the pen. Very little, though. And then you had Carly Keeney. So, And I kind of look for Oklahoma, what they did with Carly Keeney and Maxwell, getting a veteran pitcher to come in here at Oklahoma and come in there in Oklahoma and really have a good year. I think that's probably, I would think that's probably what they're looking for, because they have pitchers coming in the next year in the recruiting class in 25. So I think you're looking at least one, maybe two pitchers out of the portal. And as we get some names in the portal, we'll do an update on that as well. Now, I want to talk to you about a specific player that is in the portal that I think Oklahoma very well could be interested in, and there could be a mutual interest. And that is the shortstop out of Washington, Riley Holtorf. Huge loss for Washington. Really, really elite player for Washington. Was probably going to be the face of the team this next year. A lot of people already know that Washington had 8 players leave. She was one of them. Was probably the biggest loss of the 8 for Washington. She finished last year. She was hitting .336, had an OPS of 1.052, 11 home runs, and really elite defender, like I said earlier. She has one more year available. So that gives you, if she were to commit to Oklahoma, it gives you somebody to come in. She could play shortstop. She could play third, either one of those positions, and gives you a veteran. We've talked about it, the possibility of them getting a middle infielder. So she would definitely be an option. She's a really good player. And like I said, it's a really big loss for Washington. It would be a really big get for Oklahoma. And I think, personally, I think there is some mutual interest there. We'll see. We heard Patty Gassos talk about there will be visits coming up this week. I could potentially see Riley Holtorf as one of those visits. And we will see what happens with that. Like I said, I think that's a position of need too. We talked about this in our last video. Middle infielder, they got a lot coming in 2025 or 2024. That's the thing. They got a lot of infielders coming in, but they also lost a lot. So there's going to be a wide open competition for a lot of these positions. And that's when Patty's going to decide, do you have the freshman start? Do you bring a veteran in like Riley Holtorf that can take that role for 1 year? We'll see. But that is an option. I just kind of want to update you on that, because I do think, Riley would be a great fit for Oklahoma, and I do think there might be some mutual interest there. Washington lost 8 players. Ruby Malin was the pitcher I was talking about earlier that went to OSU. So OSU now has Ruby Malin and Riley Crandall. They're pulling in a really good portal class. But appreciate you guys. As we get more information, we'll be giving you portal updates throughout the weekend, throughout the week. We can't sit here and do a whole video on everybody that's in the portal. We're trying to stagger it and do players with different videos. But I wanted to give you an update on today for Saturday. Like I said, pitchers, OU will get 1 or 2, I think. I just don't know if they're out there yet, guys. We'll see. Also, before we get off this video, I want to say, check this out again. Links are in the description. Check out the shirts. Great officially licensed national championship shirts from the Fan Stop. Also, appreciate you guys so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. Please hit the subscribe button, and we will talk to you later. Boomer.